everyone, V's 832 back again with some What's on Deck. A little bit later than usual. We're going to change the schedule today, I guess. Let's get on with Kickstarter first to start things off. First of all, we got Colors of the Columbia playing cards by Marco Luzzi. 9% funded, 20 minutes to go. Obviously, it's Columbia inspired. Cafe. Some coffee. The bilingual campaign, thank goodness. And it's English Espanol bilingual campaign for a deck that's Columbia inspired by a guy who's Italian. Interesting. Then again, apparently he's been all over the place. Apparently he's been in Canada, Germany, Switzerland, Spain. So yeah, he's well traveled. Let's look at the cards. I'm trying to see here. It says who's going to print them. It's going to be 2,000 printed. 11 euros for one deck on the early bird. It's 37 out of 40 still available with 68 hours to go. That's not really a tremendous sign. It's an interesting, colorful bat design that's going to be, it's going to look pretty interesting for fanning and whatnot. It'd be even better if it was borderless, but it does have a border. I doubt it's going to be that thin in the final product, but yeah. Court cards are, well, they're okay. It's an interesting art style for Sarah, not necessarily so that's my cup of tea. Interesting Ace of Clubs. Which is some kind of a flower. It's going to be printed by MPC, make playing cards with 310 GSM linen, can't speak, premium paper. 11 euros. I don't know. I don't even know how much shipping is going to cost. They do have stretch goals, which may or may not reach. I don't think they're going to hit the gold foil one, that's for sure. Hoodie embossed tuck, probably not the gold seal. At this rate, I don't know if they're going to fund. It seems kind of pricey for an NPC deck. Moving on, Bicycle Surrealism from Riffle Shuffle Creative Space. Oh, God. Another account from Riffle Shuffle. 56% funded, 29 days to go. Looks pretty nice. However, why are they using multiple accounts? Why do they have so many projects ongoing at the same time? I don't know. Also, they backed their other project. That's an issue. You can't be backing your own projects on Kickstarter. And they also put out the surfboard a while back. They have not produced or fulfilled that. Also, the guys from Ontario, why does it say it's from New York here? A lot of sketchy stuff with that, in my opinion. But let's look at the cards. I don't know why it went to the account, but it did. Very interesting art style. It's also concerning because of their ties to Bookable, and they did a lot of the same stuff. Not necessarily that I don't trust them. Man, so many decks they've been putting out lately. It's ridiculous. But then there's this one. Pretty interesting style, interesting look. Inspired by that, apparently. Interesting bat design. Looks like a fairly standard tuck ace. Printed by USBC, obviously. Or is it Cardamundi PC? I don't know anymore. Interesting court cards. Each suit has its own color, which is cool. And number cards, fairly straightforward. Feel like the pips are kind of squeezed together a little bit too much and unnecessarily. Leaves a lot of blank space, at least on T's and 3's and whatnot. Interesting aces. It's very well designed. It's pretty cool. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. There's also apparently a gilded version, which are only for backers that pledge for free decks or more. And you'll have private access to add on one of 150 of those later. Well, yeah, I don't care. Moving on. It's not a bad looking deck. I'll probably get later on. Next, we got the Perfect Trine. Who's it? What kind of a name is that? That concerns me right there, the name. 11% funded, 27 days to go. And it's got an astrological theme and a twist of tarot. Interesting borderless back design. A lot of writing on there. It is a one-way back design because the writing is not the same all the way around. From what I can tell, definitely not. $12 US for one deck. Printed by Expert Playing Cards. And what the hell is going on with the court cards? Oh, goodness me. Okay, I know that it's astrological theme and zodiac theme, but he could have designed a figure with the zodiac element on them, on their body, whatever, as opposed to just putting the element on the court card. This kind of seems, I don't know, like it's missing something, a little bit uncreative perhaps. It also says something underneath the index, I can't tell what. It also says something underneath the indexes of the number cards. Each suit seems to have their own little logo in the background. Interesting pips. Again, I feel like the index is a little bit squished together maybe. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It feels like the pip on the index is way too close to the letter / number. Also, is it me or does it seem like the court card indexes are smaller than the number card indexes? Then you got a couple of cards that I see. So, okay, the 10s have the elements of that suit, and they function as the horsemen of the tarot deck. There's all sorts of stuff in there. I don't like that ace. It looks like an upside down V. I mean, for the love of God, put the thing down the middle so we know it's an actual A. Look, I don't know why people do that. It's stupid in my opinion. Nice ace, however, for the most part. And again, okay, it's some bunch of symbolism that's under the index. The court cards, they seem to tell you what it is, Aries, Taurus, etc. And the number cards, just symbols. There's your aces. Early birds are all gone. Classic stock by Expert Playing Cards. I'm not really feeling it, and I don't think it's going to fund it for gold that high. Moving on. So far this week has been kind of lackluster, except for the surrealism. Moore's Vincit Omnia Playing Cards by Son and Michael. Oh boy. It is funded 28 days ago. I don't know who these guys are or how this is funded so quickly. It must be an absolutely amazing deck. Which we may get to see eventually. There we go. Wow, they had a $500 goal and they had $15,000 in funding. Who the hell are these guys? I'm curious. $18 for one deck. It's kind of expensive. And then for two decks, it's only $27. Why would you pay $18 for one if it's only $27 for two? That's like $10 less than what it should be for two. Technically free. You get free for the price of two, technically. Yeah, the price for one deck seems a little bit excessive. Why is the first thing that I see here poker chips? Stretch goals at that. as opposed to the actual deck. That just seems kind of backwards. That should be at the bottom. Show us what you're selling first, not what the stretch goals are. Not really digging those poker chips that much. I do like the dice on them, but whatever. Apparently they are a clothing and art brand out of Ohio. Don't really know anything that's in Ohio. So, no offense to people there. It's well, they're not amazing arts in my opinion. They're okay. $75 for an uncut seat, a deck, a signed deck because that's so important, and an exclusive tee. That's really expensive in my opinion. The court cards, they just, I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this artwork. The index is way too far from the corner for one. I don't know how I'm feeling about the artwork. That's it. That's all the signs for the artwork. Okay, here's some more. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It feels like it's been done before and it's been done better. I mean, how many decks have I seen that has this kind of a tri-skull for the clubs? It's not overly original. And I have no idea who's printing it. It says it will be printing the decks in the US. Whatever that means. Who's printing them? I don't know. Rather expensive for unknown printing. Ridiculously low goal. Okay, it's going to be printed by... It says it's 54 cards, 300 GSM, linen poker sized, with a top case printed by Bicycle. So they're printing the top case by USB-C with a $500 goal, but the cards are being printed by someone else. Okay? It's just very unusable. I don't know. What to think about this one. It's first project. It's just, I don't know, concerning a little bit, I suppose. Next we got Concept Master. Digital impression cards by MC. Squared. 25% funded, 26 days to go. Pretty low goal from the looks of it. Oh, there's so much going on here. £12 on the early bird for one deck, which they put it as digit instead of digital for some reason. Interesting artwork. Well, God. Okay, the aces are kind of interesting, not overly original. It's kind of weird that three of them have this kind of a crystal type look, and then the diamond, it's just a diamond. Each suit has their own color, which is nice. Red for hearts, dawn blue for spades, pink for clubs, and then bright orange for diamonds. Bright colors, interesting. The court cards look horrible in my opinion. I mean, were you designed by a child, perhaps? Because they don't look, I don't know, I just don't feel them. Is that a 1 on the tuck case, by the way, or a hook, or a J? I really don't know. The backs are, again, it's digits. There's numbers on them. It's a very one-way back design. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. Just random numbers. They missed a few numbers. It's a very one-way back design. It's very interesting for fanning and whatnot, and flourishing. I'm sure cards will be all over that. There is no information on who's producing these. It is a 2,000 pound goal for the record. Apparently it was a second project. I don't know what the first was. We can find out. I imagine they might be printed in the UK. Yeah, what's the name of that company from the UK? I forget. I'm not talking about Waddington. I'm talking about Ivory Printing or something like that. Ivory something. I would imagine. Oh wait, never mind. It says German standard stock paper of impressive embossing. Then it says USB-C standard varnishing. But it doesn't say who's printing it. And that's just a bunch of random info. Okay, so it's going to have a USB-C varnish, whatever that means. Technically, because it doesn't say it's USB-C printed. And then it says it's German standard paper stock, which is not USB-C. Last I checked. The previous project was a speaker, which did not fund. So a month later, they decided to put out a deck of cards. Speakers didn't work, let's try cards. What's next? A book? I don't know. Next you get Lovers by Roach.cat. Meow. 1% fun at 28 days to go. Unlikely this one's going to happen. Oh boy. So they decided to put all sorts of figures on every card, and then they're putting pips down the sides to distinguish the value. Apparently it's a game as well. For €6, you can print and play this game yourself. For €12, you can get the deck on an early bird. So far, 2 people have pledged for that, so it's going to do very well. Oh my goodness. Oh, what is that? An egg? It doesn't even have your traditional suits. It's got hearts, which makes sense. It's Lovers. Then you got like stars and eggs or something. I don't even know what they are. Apparently, they have stretch goals for new card suits. So apparently, they're only doing a heart suit? I really don't know. Let's just move on. This one's not going to make it anyway. And it's barely a deck of cards. It's like quarter deck of cards at the moment. Moving on. We'll skip the tarot deck. Funny playing cards. The foil painting is by John Carr. It is by Brain Vessel Creative, as you can possibly tell by the design of tuck case. It looks like the previous decks. It is funded, 17 days to go. Let's have a look. It's a very nice, colorful back design. It's about fauna, which are non-human animal beings that we share a world with. Yay. There's 2 editions, a vibrant edition and a veiled edition, which is pretty cool. $10 for one deck. It's not a bad price. There you go. Nice back design. I like how the leaves make up different pips. That's really cool. Diamonds, spades, hearts, clubs. I like that. Very nice design. And then you see that again on the faces. The court cards are animals. It's fine. Not really necessarily my cup of tea. They've done a previous deck. I think it was a no, that was it rare playing cards for one of the brands. They did a deck of cards that was animal themed, and I was really in on it. But this one's got a pretty nice bat design. It's the use of colors and pips as leaves. It's one that I might check out later on. Sarah Murphy's Magic will get their hands on it. Each suit has their own color. I'm liking it. Those are cute. And then we got the veiled edition, which has worms on it. It's a darker color, but you still see the pips in there and everything. And this one has, it's got different colors for each suit, but darker colors. These are the creatures of the night, if you will. Very cool. I like those. How much is it for 2 decks? Curiosity. $20. So, this should be a discount in my opinion for buying more than one. You know, you're buying one, it's this much. If you're buying more than one, this is going to be a discount. If you're buying, if you buy 4, it's $48. No, that's not even 4. That includes a coin and dice. They don't even have 4. But I mean 6, if it's $10 each for one, 6 is less than that, as you can see. you get my point. Anyways, probably the nicest deck this week. The Surrealism one is alright for what it is. Then there's a relaunch of the Paramore playing cards by Jackson Jokers because it was doing so well funding-wise last time, right? They reduced the goal quite a bit. I don't think it's going to fund either way. We looked at that one before. Not much point looking at it again at this point. Unless, I mean, if you want to see it, you can check it out. Moving on, Fire and Ice Mysterious Totem Cards by NBA. 61% funded, 23 days to go. Speaking of NBA, not really a basketball fan, I only follow it. But congrats to the Raptors. Leave it north. Finally, Canada wins some kind of a sports championship outside of hockey, obviously. And again, congratulations to the St. Louis Blues for winning the first cup, even though they eliminated my team in the first round. Kind of glad they beat the Bruins in the finals. Alright, let's take a look at Fire and Ice. Let's move on back to cards. It's an interesting tuck case. $21 Canadian for one deck, the basic version. Then they also have it for $24. Oh, that's the early bird, I see. So, that's nice shiny holographics that they're going to have on the tuck case. That's interesting. It's definitely different. Each suit, court cards, the court cards and the ace go together and make up a larger image, which is also represented on the tens of each suit, at the very least. It's definitely unique. It's definitely original. However, it's not very useful or usable or whatever. Like, I mean, what's the practical purpose of that? It's an interesting idea. It's pretty cool. I'll give them that. It's definitely unique. I mean, aside from, I guess you could say that, I don't remember his name. Never mind. Might come to me. Interesting. Apparently there's a different collection. There's all sorts of different cards you can collect. The Jokers are special cards, I guess. The back design, however, is it's a bunch of islands on like a map thing. It looks like it's been burned. That's fine, I guess. So there's a standard white tuck case. There's the advanced version, which comes with 2 special cards, and silver foil tuck case that opens up like that. And then there's a premium version, which comes with diamonds. No, it's just a hardback foil print outer box. Interesting. So it comes with 2 decks in this other tuck case. Apparently they've done 5 projects. I don't think any of them have done cards before. I'm trying to figure out what the rest of the cards look like. Or is this just court cards? Oh, never mind. I saw them already. They're fairly standard, which is fine. Again, it's interesting. It's unique. I don't know if it's my cup of tea, personally. Then you got Do Wallace, my card deck. How many projects have they put out recently? Good grief. It's funded, 23 days to go. It's a battle between archangels and demons from the Dark Ages. They're, oh god. Bear with me. I apologize about that. It was my uncle. So I was calling about, but, actually thought it might be my sister because it is Father's Day, and by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Let's continue with this one. Do Wallace. Gonna be Sit by Yaris, printed by Legends. Kickstarter only, will not be available elsewhere. Hate that so much. Wow, it's a long name. Interesting artwork, interesting pips. I think we actually looked at this one before. It's not really my cup of tea. Maybe it's a relaunch. The back design's pretty nice, I suppose. I'm not really digging the art style. The rest of the stuff, me personally, you might, love this type of stuff. It's kind of almost custom suits, and there's a different back here, as you can see, for the other deck. Stretch goal, apparently. And then we got A Thousand Nights Starry Sky 2, a treasured collection by Sky. 89% funded, 23 days to go. Starry Sky. That's right, I remember these ones from before. It's a deck of cards, and you can see it basically just a bunch of images. Not who's printing it. Apparently it's a more flexible cardstock. Add a surface oil on the cards are also updated, improved. Interesting tuck case. There you see the deck inside there. Not really my cup of tea. Moving on. Colorado Quick Draw by Mike Edwards. It's 1% fun at 23 days to go. Not exactly sure what to expect with this. If it's a deck or just a game, we'll have a look, because why not? It is about poker. There is a deck of 70 cards, special cards to spice things up. And there they are. That's interesting. I don't really see a whole lot of poker deck stuff in here, or what it would look like. So we'll move on from that. Metropolitan playing cards by Samuele. It's a very interesting looking deck from what I've seen. It's 14% funded, 18 days to go. My, there's so many projects again. This one looks like it'd be a great deck for fanning and cardistry and stuff like that. $13 US for one deck. I can't recall if I've looked at this one before, but $1,337 printed by USBC. Oh yes, and they're going to do custom faces and pips as a stretch goal, which is lame. And they would probably be doing a hell of a lot better if they actually just did that from the start. And as a matter of fact, they don't even show you a damn face whatsoever. So, I believe we did look at them before. Paper Kings, I believe we looked at everything else. This is by Artists and Playing Cards. Funded, 19 days to go. U.S. National Park Cards from Ron Hong. 97% funded, 19 days to go. Just a matter of time. Perplexity, playing cards by 10th Dimension Productions. 9% funded, 19 days to go. Who let those guys into our dimension anyway? Gender inclusive educational cards, good word. Contour Summer Green by Jason Nguyen, which is a recolor of a recolor of a recolor. 88% funded, 70 hours to go. It may not fund, who knows? Time will tell. D-Day playing card deck by Jeff Billings. I don't recall seeing that one before. And you can see it just has images of soldiers It is funded. 3 days to go. It's a very low goal. Don't expect a whole lot. I believe those are all drawn, which is interesting. Probably based on real pictures. And you can actually send them stuff and they'll illustrate it, so that's pretty cool. Throughout different moments in time, historical dates. It's interesting. I don't know what the back design looks like. Who's printing it for that matter. Next we got Ouroboros by See It First. 61% funded, 17 days to go. May or may not make it. Who knows? Circuit playing cards by Elephant playing cards with way too many color variations. Is funded, 200% funded exactly right now. With 8 days to go. Amsterdam playing cards by Tricks and Beats is 34% funded, 16 days to go. I don't think it's going to fund at this rate. In my opinion, I mentioned this on Instagram. I know it's minimalist and everything, but it's supposed to feature the skyline of Amsterdam. Well, feature it more. It's just a tiny little piece on your back design. Also, since it is Amsterdam and it is the skyline, you probably don't need to write Amsterdam on there. And perhaps the triple X could be minimalized a little bit. I don't know. Just some suggestions. Then we got Nihilism playing cards by Nihilism, which is very well funded somehow with 16 days to go. It's an X on the back design. That's it. Horrible. Bosito Sport by Kenneth Hill with 3 different colors apparently. It's funded, very well funded, 20 hours to go. Goddessy Club by David Gold Clank is 56% funded, 7 days to go. Again, not going to fund, which is unfortunate for them. They do have one of the Goddessy Club decks available on their website, or at least they have had. They released some more. I mentioned it last week, I do believe. $15,000 and they can't get this funded. I don't know why cardists aren't into these. They're very cardistry friendly. If that's the idea. Maybe is it the prices? No, cardists have no problem throwing away $50 for Fontaines. They should have no problem paying a hell of a lot less for these decks. Moving on. Seafarers by Joker and the Thief. Emphasis on thief. No, they made up to some extent for what happened in the previous campaign, but it is funded. 14 days to go. Whirl playing cards by Jerome Luginbull. Funded, 14 days to go. You know, I love just trying to pronounce some of these names. Yeah, that one, not a huge fan. It looks like they were inspired by one of the Kopeg 310 decks from last year. They took that and they modified the design basically. State of Utopia playing cards by Pierre Huter. Funded, 14 days to go. Not my cup of tea. Reincarnation by playingcards.net is well funded, 13 days to go. They look pretty nice. We said to pick them up later on. Tubula playing cards by Andrew Morley. 21% funded, 13 days to go. Not going to happen. Akna by Marcel. Playing cards that can be assembled. That's not what I want to do with a deck of cards. It is 0% funded, 43 days to go. Don't recall seeing this one, so we'll have a quick look at that. First edition Tokyo Magic Junction playing cards by Tokyo Magic Johnson. It's 51% funded, 12 days to go. I don't see it happening. Tomorrow cards today. By Tomorrow Cards. 0% funded, 24 days to go. It was 0% funded yesterday, and it will be 0% funded tomorrow. Oh boy. I'm having too much fun. That's interesting. It's not really a deck of cards. I guess it kind of sort of is. Oh boy. You can get a small pack For €4, I don't know what that means. Limited edition for €12. What exactly is a small pack? Poker House edition for €24. That's just, I don't know. You know, people go on to Kickstarter, they buy decks of cards for the deck of cards. Not because they want to assemble it or make a house of cards or any other crap like that. They want to collect them. They want to use them for cardistry or magic or whatever, or poker. Not exactly that. I have not seen anyone that I'm aware of pledging for decks on Kickstarter or elsewhere and going, I'm going to make a house of this. Anyways, Deep Sea playing cards by Alekar by Nazarov is 10% funded, 11 days to go. That's not going to happen. Liber Luderum by INKSTER is funded, 11 days to go. Good stuff. Clockwork Empire City by Swab Decks is 71% funded, 11 days to go. It would probably help, last time I checked they didn't have this, it would probably help if they actually had an animation clip on the project to show you what you're going to get, as opposed to going, hey, it's going to be an animated flipbook deck. We're just not going to show it to you. Nilo Deck, it's all about Africa, by Vanya Domingos, is 21% funded, 9 days to go. It's not going to happen. Maya Playing Cards relaunch by Orlean Art is funded, 7 days to go. I guess 3 times the charm. Sunrise Playing Cards by France CG is funded, 8 days to go. Valami Game is not funded. It's not going to fund, 7 days to go by Motherland, 0% funded. There's Poker Zaps by James Pinecofer, 11% funded, 4 days to go. It is not going to happen. Sometimes plain is good. Now when you're trying to fund a deck of cards on Kickstarter, it is not. What is this deck of cards? How plain is it? They're blank cards that you have to use a phone app to see what the card actually is. No cheating in poker with those cards, that's for sure. Unless you happen to look at the person's phone next to you, but it's just not very practical in my opinion. Choice Cloverbacks, Green Edition by Penguin Magic, 75% funded, 4 days to go. Are they going to fund or they're not going to fund? Who knows? They have unlocked the purple decks apparently. Even though they don't show them on that project, it'd probably help out if they did. But, yeah. The prices are good. However, the low prices also hurts the bottom line, which is less money per deck means less money pledged. And that's why they're not funded yet. Club Pits by Dwayne Cardenas is 53% funded, 4 days to go. That's not going to happen. It's a nice, cool green color on the faces. Pretty interesting looking, but I don't know, people aren't buying, apparently. High Lord's Firstborn, Volume 1 by Ace Collectible Cards. Funded, 67 hours to go. That means a review will be coming eventually, sometime this year at some point in time, once they get produced and fulfilled. Really wish there were USB-C, but it is what it is. They're NPCs, yes, more arts. Split Playing Cards by Kyle. 2% funded, 28 days to go. It is not going to happen. Very generic faces that they've used, the made in China faces. And just not a very exciting back design. Goodness me, how many projects are there? Dictomia, Playing Cards by Sawtoo, designed by Sawtoo, is well funded, 14 hours to go. Wasn't really my cup of tea. Vincent, the Playing Card Deck by Danielle, Vincent Van Gogh inspired, is 5% funded, 21 days to go. Not gonna happen. Vintage Label Playing Cards by Craig Maidment is 97% funded, 19 days to go. Methinks it might fund. And finally, we've made it through a Kickstarter project. Good lord. Alright, there's more to talk about, so let's check it out. Let's go to Riffle Shuffle. First and foremost, as they have a new deck that was put out for, privately to people via email. It's this, Snackers. Of course, recently they put out the Play Dead. They put out the Red Sunboards. The Scarlet Filter. Those are both sold out, I believe. Play Dead's still available. They only produced 10,000. Snackers may or may not be available still. But we'll look at them anyways. And of course, they have like half a dozen projects on Kickstarter. At least it seems like it. Well, free for sure. This is it. So basically, it's similar to the banana one. The peelers, except that it's a strawberry. $8.95 right now on sale. They're available. Apparently, it also comes with a bag. It comes in a resealable bag, perfect for any lunchbox or snack drawer. Interesting. People will never suspect you took your cards to your lunch break. I would. My hands would probably be pretty dirty from work, and yeah. Apparently, there's also a strawberry sticker. Apparently, it's been asked for since Peelers V1, yet they haven't been able to do it. There's also strawberry scent in the bag. There's also a blank card, a duplicate 7 hearts for some snack break magic. Fantastic. Printed by USB-C, 2500. And you can see the corkers have been recolored. Very interesting. Oh, it's a nice tuck case. It's a fun deck like some of their others. I'm going to have to close that. Because now, we'll go to bicycle cards. Right now, there's something to talk about there. And that is this. It's not the Bicycle Prestige. For some reason, it keeps showing up with a wrong image. Before it was giving me a different image. Now it's giving me that. It's the Tally Ho Summer Fanback. New fanbacks, summer color inspired. Cardistry, they're made for cars, so to speak, with these corner elements. Greens and very bright greens and blues. Borderless bat design for cardistry again. I'm liking it. Unfortunately, I found them on eBay first. I didn't know that they were available on the USBC's website, and I've overpaid a little bit. Not much. PokerStart 52 has them. They're like $9.95 each. USBC has them for $6.99. So, you might want to try USBC first, depending on the shipping costs. I did look for them elsewhere. I checked out Art of Play, and I checked out Card Evolution, and didn't see them anywhere. Did not think to check USBC's website. It would never be a USBC deck, that's right, but apparently it was. So, screw me. Moving on. Art of Play. Well, first of all, I recall, I've seen this on United Cards again, and I recall mentioning it last week. On June 11th, there was supposed to be a new deck called Flux on Art of Play. I have not seen that on Art of Play's website. I don't know what happened to that release. I don't know if it just sold out immediately. It's possible. Cards should just buy it all up. Speaking of which, there's the soundboards if you missed out. A couple bucks more, but here's what it is. And I don't see any sign of that Flux anywhere. Maybe I'll search for that in a moment. See, I had the last Tally Ho Cardistry deck there. Chinese New Year deck, actually. But not this one. Alright, so what they have here is Ace Fulton's Casino Pink Edition, because that screams casino. Because every casino has pink decks of cards, right? Let me just search for Flux. I did not open up Poop Emoji. We looked at those before. Some time ago. I won't let that deal. So here we go. The pink. $12. Sipping isn't too bad. I like the pink on the Ace of Spades. It's a nice touch. They are Arco faces. I don't recall if that's what these before. I think that's what they did at least last time. There's a double backer with pink on black. Might be a limited edition we see later on. It wouldn't surprise me. But saying they did that with the green one, and then I missed out because I never got the email. And I missed out again. And there you see the tuck case. It's pink. Pretty cool. It's interesting. It's a nicer pink on the cards than what the Fontaines used. That was just a really dull pink. At least this you can see it's pink. No flux apparently. Out of luck on that one. Moving on. I'll go back to this one. I mentioned this one weeks ago, month ago, whatever it was, a while back. Diamond Jim Tyler, DJTyler.com, has a deck available. Apparently it's supposed to be coming sometime around the end of this month. Come on. And the tricks here. Got his previous decks. Pretty much had to get this one. $19.95 each though. That's a bit pricey. I don't know if the price has gone up. There you see the Doomsday deck. So I'd almost forgotten about this one. I just realized today that it was still out there. It's a pretty nice bat design. I thought I would mention it again in case anyone's interested. Hopefully you see them sooner rather than later. I wouldn't mind an update on those, that's for sure. Moving on. Yay, more Nox! How exciting. Don't think we mentioned this last week. Apparently, the one edition is sold out already. Unfortunately. However, it's still available if you buy a brick. It is the NOC 3000X1. Well, at least it's different. This is the dark one. Standard one, I guess. Doesn't see how many produced. Apparently this deck has arrived in the year 3019 and is ready to ship now. Must have a time traveling machine of some sort. Send it back! Send it back! No. We don't want to see the future, do we? And the future is not looking very good if this is the future. Basically, static court cards recolored with blue in the background. And there you see packs apparently. Here they are. At least it's not just a solid color. I like that they've modified it a bit. It's an added touch. Okay. And they also have, no they don't. They could have had the same kind of border element on the faces for cardistry purposes. They didn't. It's alright. The limited one though, the light, is very similar. As you can see, just a white color. Only 3,000 and they were $20 each. So they're a bit pricey. He did have a discount code. Future 25, I think it was for something like that. Future 15 for savings. Not sure if it still works. I figured I'd mention that. As I mentioned, the United Cards 2019 deck will be coming. It should be hitting Kickstarter perhaps next month. A month from now perhaps. And it's going to be done by Montensi. And printed by Cardamundi, because, well, it's basically either Cardamundi or Cardamundi nowadays. Or Taiwan. And fortunately, they're not using Lorenzo because we want to see this deck this year. Just saying. A couple of things here to mention. Get this open. Jerry's Nuggets reprints, again, they're coming like July 1st, I think it was. Yeah, that Flux. Oh, Lotus in Hand. I should check out Lotus in Hand. Because they do have a website. Maybe that's where it is. Less by Lautrec. I'm sure it's going to be more in terms of money. What's Magistrate? Oh, look at that. So this one is apparently completely redesigned and rebooted. Previous Kickstarter. Magistrate Point Cards relaunch 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And there's nothing here. I have no idea what they look like, so this is coming tomorrow as well to GeminiCards.com. Oops. Or GeminiDecks.com, I should say. It is the New York Pizza deck. No idea what the cards look like. However, I'm going to say right now, Passon's Pizza is a hell of a lot better. Especially if you're looking for a nice custom, completely custom deck of cards. Not currently available. Because it's coming out tomorrow. Duh. This was posted by Jay. Bicycle Edenbacks. Obviously, look pretty nice. I would not mind getting some of somebody in, Asia, in China. Can help me out. Hook me up. I wouldn't mind. Help is over at Japanese Forest. This deck says 8 trees a day. And it's for a good cause. You help me out. You help the forest out. Apparently, the only way to get them is a magic shop in Tokyo. Which magic shop? I'm not sure. Apparently, they don't have a whole lot of online magic shops in Tokyo, though. There you go. There's the Flux. Apparently, they're available here. I much prefer this original deck they did before. I forget what it's called now. Oh, that was Adventus. That's what I thought. So, Flux. They also did Echo. That was not a good deck, as I recall. Zoom in on this. It's Stripes. There is these extra cards that add a little reason. Core cards, they look like they're missing a pip. Like, why would you remove that pip? It's just an unnecessary empty space. I dislike that. Tuck cases, not really digging it. I believe, are they printed by USB-C? Yes. There's this one to mention, and then there was also one more here I wanted to mention, if I can remember what it is. Ooh, what's this? There's another one here. All sorts of interesting decks they always add here. But they're not necessarily always USB-C or whatever. So there's this one I wanted to mention. Bicycle Arena playing cards. I did order one, the red one. They're available on Yahoo link, Yahoo Japan. The blue ones, however, you have to spend 8,000 yen to get one for free in their store, which is in Japan, obviously. So I think that one's gonna be really hard to find. You can find these ones as well on eBay, but they're like $50. I'm like, They're completely custom. They're pretty interesting. I look forward to checking it out. Bicycle, Edgar Allan Poe. May be reprinted. I did get the previous one. Sometime well after it was on Kickstarter. So we'll see if that gets reprinted or not. Bicycle. Always out of stock. Will be in stock with Gambler's Warehouse very soon, apparently. Very interesting. It's a nice back design, modifying off a standard rider back. I have to keep that in mind. There. And there was one more I wanted to mention here. There we go. Just have a quick glance. And is this the INKSTER playing cards? They are apparently USPC printed. I have ordered them. It's got a dark theme, as you can see in the back design. Custom court cards, a little slight repetitiveness to them. Pretty nice looking. Here you go. They apparently have gold metallic on the courts, so that's cool. And barely jokers and ad cards. Actually, there's no confirmation on who the printer is. They did say 56 Erickson cards. And quality feels snap. I'm pretty sure it's a major printer. I will give you my opinions once I get it. I have ordered it. They are available. All you have to do is, and actually I think that's where I got it myself, dartbrokers.com. Could be wrong. But all you have to do is Google them. And you'll find all sorts of dart websites that have them. There's in the UK, there's in the US, Asia. So you can kind of search around, find which one is the best for you, which one has the best price and shipping. They're all over the place, as you can see. And yeah, this is where I got Dart Brokers, I believe. Yes, and they're currently on sale for $8, apparently. That's what I paid for them. And it was $8.95 for shipping one deck to Canada, so it's not bad, I felt. And that is that. This week, pretty stuff going on in the world of playing cards. Oh, wait, we didn't even finish yet. Playingcarddex.com, and special thanks to them for supporting the channel, for sending me stuff all the time. I apologize, this video's been really long. I really need to drink something. Let's end this one very soon. They got the bicycle Hesslers. In case you missed out, they're really nice. Basically rider backs in red and blue, and then they got modified four-colored faces. Some modification. Dreamers, which I'm waiting on. Play Dead, sold out. Some decks are sold out. Some decks are a little bit pricey. Yeah. And Murphy's, very quickly. Good old Zwan, Miranda. Huh? No relation to me, apparently, as far as I know. Maybe he is. I really don't know. Maybe he's a distant relative of mine. Could be. That'd be cool. So I got some stuff here recently from TCC or not. Nothing too exciting. Nothing that's overly new, like Olympians isn't exactly new. Hippos isn't new. Izzo's not exactly new. They have the Hestlers. So you can see all the stuff that's kind of coming up soon to different card shops and magic shops. But what I wanted to talk about was this new Gambler's deck. I got that one coming, as well as Black Magic. It's a Borders Black Edition by Christopher Lacoste and Drop 32. I think I remember this one being on Kickstarter. Pretty nice looking. I'll show you that. Looks like Urkel faces. Oh yes. These ones that I think I felt were very similar to the Mint decks. I mean, they used basically the same style face. They used some modification. Kind of a similar borderless back design. Look pretty nice though. I look forward to checking them out. Corvus, Oculum, Corvi, Non. Oh no, I can't read the rest. Darn it. I'll have to wait. Printed by USB-C. They look great. Gold foil on the inside. Embossed tuck case. Nice. Like I mentioned, printed by USB-C. Crushed stock. It's a gaff card. That's it for this week. Comment, subscribe. I apologize for this being so long. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.